You must embrace both the bitter and the sweet in order to discern between them both. What is up, winning team? Good morning. The sun is finally risen. I've been literally looking out my window waiting for the sun to rise. Happy Sabbath. This is the time. Most people are asleep. It's rather quiet. Literally only just one car went past. Listen, it's quiet. There's no humans around. I feel free. I'm so excited. So I'm so looking forward to coming out when the sun rose. It's the Sabbath. And I've just been having this time. I've been having an emotional time. And it's just been it's been a roller coaster. Like I saw on TikTok here yesterday, I did one of my TikTok deep dives. And this girl was like, this guy asked this girl, like, what do you think is the hardest part about being a woman? And then she was like, the fact that you only have 1 week a month where you feel normal. And I was like, girl, I'm just so glad somebody said it, because I feel like people act like we have 1 week. That's just bad. But it's like, no, because you have your period, then you have the week before, then you have the week after, then you have the 1 week you forget you have a womb. And you know that the moment you forget you have one means your period's coming. Means it's coming in a couple of days, and get ready for bloating, boob swelling, all sorts. Emotional roller coasters. I've been crying. Anyways, let's get into today's topic that I want to talk about, which is a quote from this show I'm watching, which I've been meaning to watch. See, that's what I'm saying. If I'd come out an hour ago, but the sun is rising later. Anyway. I can't stand people. Okay. Calm down. I just need to calm down. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway. You see what I'm saying? They're cutting down the flipping forest, mate. I haven't shown you guys this one in a long time. Look at this. Why can we see inside from here? We should not see inside from here. And yet we can. And look, they've put this stupid staircase. Why have you added staircases to make people want to go down here? Why do we ruin everything? Anyway. So you must embrace both the bitter and the sweet so you can discern between them both. So this is a quote in this show that I'm watching, which thank God I decided to... They've cut trees down over there as well. Why can't I see? Anyway. And I want to talk about it because you know what? Low key, high key. So spot on. Like, one thing you guys will hear me critique us as humans about all the time is how we're very, like, I find people in general, and this is why I kind of find people annoying as well. One of the main reasons is we all want to just like live in the good and always like, it's not that then, and I want to be clear, guys, listen, I'm complaining about stuff, but the joy of the Lord is my strength. I've been crying of happiness. I've been enjoying my time with God. I've been excited about the fact that the sun is rising, because it's just like life is living and God is doing what God does because God is life. And just feeling the power of like feeling the world come, like the day becoming awake and the sun rising and like the plants, the animals, listen to the birds chirping. You know what I mean? It's so like, I just feel so blessed to be a daughter of God. And like, I'm so happy with that. Like, if you know what I mean? So I just want to be clear that I'm not trying to say I think we all need to be doom and gloom. And the only reason I have to make a disclaimer like this is because we live in a world where I feel like people are always trying to avoid the uncomfortable things in life. And it's like growth is almost always on the other side of your comfort zone, right? Progress, winning. You know, you have to put yourself in a place you may not necessarily feel comfortable to progress a lot of the time. That's how you win. And like deeper than that, going to embracing the bitter and the sweet to discern between them both. There's so much wisdom in that, because it's so true. If we're always just living in this version of reality that we hope exists, sweeping things under the carpet, turning a blind eye, willfully ignorant, then of course it becomes difficult to differentiate between good and bad, because we're just trying to always see the good in everything, right? And that's a problem you guys know I have with the world, as I've been saying, like this ongoing thing I keep bringing up about how we as humans, like it's all about who puts on the best performance, who convinces you they look good, or convinces you something's good, right? Like the devil with Eve. Isn't it funny how everything I say goes back to Adam and Eve? This is why I think it's so crazy. I'm like, literally read the first 3 chapters of the Bible. My shoelace, I stepped on my shoelace. Also, I love this little walkway. Let me just show you guys. Like, imagine if it was snowing, and up there, up that hill, that's the bit that goes, oh, it's nice up there, but we're not going up there right now. Anyways, I need to do my shoelace. Burb. Can I just say, yeah, I've picked the wrong time. You see, I'm out early, but it's still too late. I should have come. The first sight of light, the only reason I waited longer is because I knew I wanted to film this video. So I was like, I need there to be enough sunlight for me to be visible. Otherwise, literally the first moment I saw a crack of light in the sky, I would have come out. That was about 2 hours ago. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so, you know, in order to, like, one of the things that I do, this is one of the reasons why I do intentionally take time to really sit in the negatives of things. And I also do the same with the positive. That's why I love the power of the Sabbath and taking the time to rest and taking the time to just not be busy with life, not be filling my brain, not be running around. You know, so many people today admit that they would struggle to sit in silence. They would struggle to be in silence for an hour or 2 hours. And that to me just says there's uncomfortable things you don't want to address. And like, it's not going to go away. It's just going to express itself in a different way. If it's in you and if it's in the world, it's just going to grow and increase. And I feel like the worst part of it even is that because you're not allowing it to really hit you, like I've been asking God, I wondered so much why God would allow me to stay in this town. I was going to say something else. I need to actually redo my shoelace again. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. These flipping Converse, they have such long... This is why, you see why I'm a Jordan girly. Anyway, whatever. Not important. So... so I'm giggling at this big government building next to me because it's always open 24 hours a day. I don't know what they're doing in there. So like, I'm not going to say the name of the building because obviously I'll tell you where I basically live. But it's open 24 hours a day, I can tell you that for free. Because I'll be coming here at 3 a.m. I'm like, why are all the offices open? Well, I'll say it works with science, and I'm just like, I know this is sketchy. And the security is crazy. Like, look at this. This is the flicking hedge. And to give you a concept of how big these hedges are, and there's a big building behind it. Massive building. Anyway, when I'm like been in this town, yeah, I don't want to stay here for long when I initially came. That was never my plan. I would have never agreed to it. If I'd known, I'd still be here in 2026, January. Yeah, that thought alone is making me want to run into the road right now so the car can hit me. And hopefully I die. But knowing God, I won't die. I'll just wake up in hospital and still be here. So we're not going to bother, are we? But I understand the point. Because it's like, where I was always trying to see the good in everybody and the good in everything, right? This enjoying the sweet of it all. I just wasn't ever able to discern what I should and shouldn't do, how the enemy was working in my life, and how I was unwise because I wasn't allowing myself to sit in the bad enough to address it. And I truly believe that being in this town has been like being forced to just be like consumed with all of the bitter, like all of it. You know what I mean? My childhood, most of my memories, the things about humans, like these people cutting down the trees, all this stuff. And honestly, it's made me a better person for it because I can't run. I can't run away. I have to just, and so now my discernment has improved so strongly. And I've noticed it because one of the things I decided to start doing as of last year is I noticed that I be making decisions with my head because that's what we do as humans, right? Adam and Eve. And I decided I'm going to start making decisions based on my discernment. right? Because as we allow ourselves to go through the motions, whether it's fully allowing ourselves to enjoy the good times and also fully embracing the bad times, it's teaching our brain, our body, our mind, our conscious and subconscious mind about how to actually, like, how it feels. So when you're noticing something's off, you're going to be quicker. Like, this is how you kind of build discernment, if you like. You're going to be quicker to notice something's off, because where you know that what that feeling is, and you know the difference. Like, it's like what I say to you guys about how I know love doesn't live here. I know love doesn't live here because how I experience God and like my relationship with him, that doesn't exist here. Like, barely. Of course it does to an extent, but like the fact that I've fully immersed myself in that, whilst it's like the perfect juxtaposition of me being with God whilst I'm in hell. Because this place is the closest I'm getting to hell. This town is the closest I will ever get to hell. And that's such a, like, honestly, it makes me feel so happy. Because I'm like, if I can still have this amount of joy in a time like this, but also if I can feel this difference, it's strengthening my discernment to understand, what comes from God, what's of this world, what is good, what is bad, the bitter versus the sweet. You know what I mean? Because I'm immersed in it. I can't run away from this. I can't run away. I try to. It's crazy. Like, I technically can, if you like. And it's like, God is like, no. You need to stay, because the whole reason you even thought of coming back here as an option is because your discernment was lacking. It's because you were never allowing yourself to embrace the negatives. You're always trying to see the positive about everything. And as a result, you kept making decisions that were working against your own progress. You were doing it because you didn't have the discernment. You couldn't tell the difference between what was right, what was wrong, what was of me and what wasn't, if that kind of makes sense. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry, I got distracted because I had to do something quickly. And then literally the moment I hit pause, this guy just goes to me, wow, you look good, I was like, what in the frickin' frack? I literally can't leave the house. 14 hours ago was the last time I left the house, right? Bro, and this dude was all like, can I take you out? I'm free. I'm not working this weekend. Bro, I can't leave the house. I literally can't leave the house. I can't escape humans. I can't escape. Anyway, and there was a period of time, like at the very start of this whole journey of me like trying to like leave and just start fresh and spend time with God, where like I would go out just the same way I am now, and it was like I was invisible. And I feel like in June 2020, it's like the Lord turned the lights on. Anyways, I can't believe that. I literally cannot believe what that guy said that. But yeah, that was really sweet of him. And my goodness, I nearly broke my neck looking at the guy who's so tall. He was very handsome as well. So I was like, thank you. That's really nice. I was just thinking, the Lord be sending people to give me compliments because he knows I'm not getting it from nobody that I know from this freaking place. Nobody from my freaking past. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, it makes sense. I get it. Like, I don't like it. I don't love the situation, but I understand it. Like, I get it. He's like, you need to embrace this. So, like, because that's actually what's happened. Like, I've literally every day, while I'm walking around, like, while I'm walking, doing like what I'm doing now, while I'm spending all this time, I'm taking it in. Because it's like, this is going to be the part of the past. And everything that I'm feeling and everything that I'm experiencing, I'm never going to be this stupid again. I'm never going to be this dumbass idiot ever again. Ever. Like, I'm never going to be taken for an idiot. Like, I will be, obviously, because I'll always be learning. But I've learned so much that the amount's got to reduce by at least a strong 70%. You know what I mean? And that's why, in a way, I've been focusing less on, yes, I've been praying about it, on getting out, because I don't even know where I want to get out to. That's the other thing, because I'm just like, God, this is actually also what I'm used to. So I don't even know what sweet's supposed to taste like, bro. I don't even like sweet things. I actually hate sweet things, in all honesty. I don't like sugar. I hate sugar. I hate carbohydrates. It's not a health thing. I don't like it. I don't like anything sweet. I like being in hell. I like being around the demons. I like being in the cold. I like sour, spicy, salty, bitter, because that's what my life has been like. And now that's what I'm used to. It is so funny that I even decided to make this video, because I never really thought about it like this until I'm saying it right now. Like, I don't even know what that looks like. You know, and I thought that's what I was in before. And so now it's like, well, now you know. Now you can discern the difference. Now you can see what is and isn't acceptable. Because you put yourself here, because you didn't understand, because you couldn't discern, because your discernment wasn't there. And so what I was doing before wasn't helping me. And that's why I'm sharing this with you guys, that sometimes the hills we're dying on are not serving us. And we need to stop dying on them. Sometimes the things that we want to do, the things that we're focused on, or the things that we want to ignore, it's not helping us. That's what I'm saying. Whether it's on a personal level for just you alone, right? Because whatever you try to hide from within yourself will always rear its ugly head at some point, right? And the devil's going to try and delay it as long as possible so those demons can get the biggest, longest, deepest, thickest roots possible within you in order for mass destruction. Or it would affect the people around you, right? Or you'll just become an idiot in life, easily deceived, right? Like Eve, just like Eve. Because it's like, in hindsight, my thinking when it comes to the serpent versus God is, in hindsight, let's see, the guy who created the entire world for you, all the plants, all the animals, all the everything, says you basically have to do the bare minimum, although, well, at that point, having children wasn't going to be the experience it is now, where it's hell. Having a womb is hell, by the way. It is hell. Like 3 weeks of every single month, like literally 3/4 of my life, I just feel like an emotional wreck. And I just feel this emotional, hormonal roller coaster. And it's so exhausting. Like, I get why we're heinous as women. Because it's like, you do go crazy. Like, if you're just being, like, constantly tortured. Like, you are going to start to lose your mind. Like, genuinely. And, but prior to that, God did all of that for her. And then also created Adam. And he's just like, yeah, but just being fruitful and multiply. Just get on with it, mate. Have fun. Live in the garden, mate. It's great here. And she was deceived by a serpent. So in hindsight, any of us would think that it would be obvious to understand that what you had with God was way better. And that what the devil was saying, what the serpent was saying, was not even it, right? But the fact of the matter is, we don't. That's the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter is we don't. The fact of the matter is that sometimes Lord has to let us learn things the hard way, because that's the only way we learn as humans. We think we know better. We think we can discern. We think we know what we're doing. And in reality, we don't. In reality, we're just idiots. Or, in the way that God would describe us, children. You know, we have to be taught these ways. We have to learn. Sometimes we have to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? About stuff. And learn lessons. It's part of how we build in our discernment. And it's so important because, and I've been thinking a lot about succeeding and success, you guys. As you know how I am. And one of the things I've been thinking a lot about it is just, God, like, I don't know how I'm ever going to trust anyone ever again. Because clearly my discernment when it comes to people is off. Like, clearly. So, has this been on my face the entire time? Oh, this is what I'm saying, like, because how the hell, anyway, because how the hell, anyway, and I lost my trail of thought. Yeah, it's like, how can I know that I can trust how will I ever know I'm making the right decision? Like, that's the genuine question I have for God. Like, how will I ever know if I'm supposed to go into business with somebody, if I'm supposed to do whatever? How am I going to know? If somebody wants to support what I'm doing, If you put, like, this is why even when people give me opportunities, there's two sides to why it is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh, there's an old man, or what I like to call a granny mobile, which is like, you know, the like scooters that are like usually older or disabled people use. And he's got his dog's leash attached to it, and the dog is just running, having the time of his life with this old man on his granny mobile. And I actually love that for them. That's so cute. How will I ever know? And that's where I'm at with Lord. I'm just like, God, I just don't know that I'll ever be able to tell, because it's like, I don't know. Because in a way, I've almost gone from one extreme to the other, where I went from just, oh, I see the good in everybody, let's all be best friends. You know what I mean? And to like, now I'm just like, what the heck? Let's not. And it's not even, the thing is, guys, I'm not afraid of heartbreak or disappointment, as I keep saying. And I have to say that because people always assume that, guys, it's inevitable, we're humans. They've really cut the trees down on this side as well. Oh, I hate it here. I hate it. I hate this world. I hate this place. Why have we cut the... Anyway. And you know what? I can tell from the smell of the air. I can tell from the smell of the air, because one of the things I've told you guys I used to love about this place was that when you're outside, the air is so fresh. And it reminds me when I was in Poland, and the air was just, there was so many trees, so much untouched land, and the air was crisp. It was like so crisp and just purely and clean. It was like sweet smelling, like literally sweet smelling. Like, oh my gosh. Now look at the state of this. It's going to be like London. It smells like crap soon. Oh Lord. And they've cut the trees down here as well. There's literally nowhere to hide, because that's why it also bothers me. Is I used to go and take a break and be in the middle of the forest. Now somebody could be walking on this main road. I'm here trying to just have a moment with God alone. And somebody be like, oh my gosh, hi. Or some dude will come over and try to talk to you, because that's the other thing. That's why I've not been going out. So every time I try to go, and like, even though I'm in the forest, I go wherever, there'll be some guy out on a run. Like, oh, I spotted you from over there. Do you mind if we have a chat? And it's just like, ah! I can't get a break. There's literally nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to get a break. There's nowhere to have peace. Not inside, not outside, nowhere. But anyway, so you guys get the gist anyways of what I'm saying. So now that I've really embraced this, and I'm learning to kind of embrace it, I'm actually I kind of like, with the juxtaposition of having to actually exist as a human, but then also getting to like spend time with God and just see the difference between those two experiences has really strengthened my discernment in life. And like the more I've been following my discernment, as much as I'm saying, it works out. Like, I won't think about it. I won't use my head. I'll just like close my eyes, and I'll just feel the moment, and I'll just feel the energy, and I'll just be like, ask the Holy Spirit, like, Holy Spirit, what do I do here? And I won't even say anything. I'll just feel it. And it's like, yes, or it's like, no. And it just has been working out. And it's kind of because I now recognize the differences in the vibration. It's like I'm saying, I can feel the vibrations now lessening as people are waking up, versus a couple hours ago. Because now all the humans are leaving the dream state to enter the awakened state. And I can feel it. Hence why I'm not even going to be out here for long. Hence why I'm not going out in no forest, nothing, you know. And even being around people, I've realized, whoa, I can actually feel it. Like, and then even with also just doing things, you know, have you ever been somewhere and like nothing's going wrong, but you just feel like you're not supposed to be there, or something happens and you're like, wow, I had to be here in this exact moment for this reason. Like, I don't know, guys, you have to embrace both, because if you don't, you won't be able to discern the difference, and you also won't be able to navigate yourself in them both. Because like I said, the thing about living in everything is good is that you then don't know how to exist, how to excel, how to succeed, how to overcome, how to thrive when things are bad. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is my biggest worry, like, for people, for us in the world, is that We're also busy trying to see the bright side of life. That we're not spending enough time preparing for the worst, because we're like in a world where World War III can break out, guys, like for real. And like, we're not ready. Like, people aren't ready for those. Even if you bring that up, it's like, oh, I don't want to think about it. It's like, but yeah, but what if it happens right now as I'm standing here? At any moment, a plane from another country can just come and drop a bomb right in front of me, and boom, we're here. It's World War III, and it all starts, and it could go on for the next 500 years. There's no help in just ignoring the uncomfortable. You have to just embrace. And that's why, as much as I've wanted to get out and as much as I've tried, the Lord has kept me, because he's like, you got to learn how to deal with this, because there's going to be other tastes of hell along the way. There's going to be other pitfalls of the devil. There's going to be other deceptions. How are you going to handle those things when they come along? Like, if your answer every time is just to run away. And so when he says stuff like that, I'm like, you know what, God, it's just another day. You're always being right, to be honest. This is why I love you. This is why I'm my favorite person. And this is why spending time with you is my favorite thing, because you're just so smart, ain't you? He's just so smart, and he's just so, he's just everything. And so, yeah, guys, we have to embrace both. If you fully embrace the bitter, you'll become bitter. If you fully embrace the sweet, you become totally sweet. But guess what? Life has both bitter and sweet. You know, and the Bible even says, you know, there's a time to mourn, there's a time to rejoice. You know, I'm really embracing being a human. It's something I've been working on. And I know that sounds crazy, but I never in my life felt like I was allowed to be a human. I always felt like I always had the expectation to like do what nobody else could do, like bet from other humans. Like, I was never allowed to make a mistake. I'm still not in a lot of people's eyes, you know, and it's something that's really hard for me to deal with, because I'm like, why do other people get to be humans and I have to just get everything right? Or I'm literally like, it's not even just I'm judged, it's like I'm made to feel so horrible about myself, you know? And I've had to learn the art of like allowing myself to feel human, and just like, it's okay. Like, it's honestly okay. Like, now I feel like I could just say, you know what? It's fine. Like, whatever's happening, God has it in control. And I'm just going to embrace, like, I'm going to embrace the moment. I'm going to embrace the hour that I'm in. And I'm just going to accept this is where I'm at, and it's okay. And it might seem like such a small thing to so many people, and it might seem so obvious. But for me, it really isn't, because it's just not the experience I've had. And it's not the experience a lot of people do. A lot of people just live in the sweetness of it all. Where like everything's always perfect, everything's always fun, everything's always great. And it's like, but life isn't that either. You know, life is a combination of both. Us as humans, we have good and bad things about us. We have strengths and weaknesses. We have good times, we have bad times. And learning to embrace both is the best thing we can do. Not just to actually exist as humans, but it also helps us to humble ourselves before the Lord. But it also helps us like to exist, to live, like to actually live, because then it's like, you know what? This is why, like I said, I'm not afraid of disappointment. I'm not afraid of my heart being broken, because it's inevitable, because we're humans. You know what I mean? And it's going to happen. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to cry, and I'm going to feel like my chest, my ribs are literally piercing into my heart with pain, you know, again one day. And I'm going to also feel like I'm gaining a six-pack in laughter on another day. Like, that's why I love the Sabbath as well, because it's just, I spend time just, you know, it's just forgetting. Like, my phone is going to be on Do Not Disturb. It's on Do Not Disturb now. I'm going to upload this and it's staying on Do Not Disturb. I've got another 5 episodes of this show I'm finna watch now. I've had my little morning dose of the outdoors. I'll go out again later, I'm sure, you know, and I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. I've got a stressful week ahead. I had a stressful week before. You know what? We just got to embrace. We just got to embrace the moments we have, you know. And like the Bible says, do not be anxious for tomorrow. But then also, it prepares you, because honestly, I can say this, like, I really am ready for, like, I'm ready. Like, as far as like the kingdom of darkness, I've been fighting against these demons by myself. Fighting against demons trying to attack me, fighting against demons within myself, fighting against demons that are in others, you know? I didn't have the skills and the discernment that I have now. Before, I would get upset, I would get in my feelings about a lot of things. Now I'm like, you know what? I know what's happening, and it just is boring now. It's just like, well, I know what that is. You know what I mean? It doesn't even affect me the same, because I'm just like, well, I know what this is not my first rodeo. Is that the ambulance? Is that the police? Like, what is happening? This place is turning into a city, bro. Because what the hell? What the friggity frickin' frack? And I swear down, if I notice that they've been cutting these forests down for building more buildings and more flats that the locals can't afford, oh, the way I'm going to run for prime minister. No, I'm just kidding. Never in my life would I bother to run in any position in any country in the world. It's all a waste of time. They're all corrupt. They always will be, because it's the world. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's what I have to say, guys. It's important to just embrace it all, because even now while I'm in hell, I'm still laughing and everything. You know why? Because I just got to a point where when I just decided to surrender to the Lord and just say, you know what, it is what it is, God. You do what you're going to do when you're going to do it. Once I decided to do that, it honestly isn't as bad as it is. It is bad, but I'm also just like, you know what, I'm proud of myself. I feel like I can handle a lot in life. I've gone through a lot of things by myself. I've had a lot of things I've had to overcome, and I've done it. And it gives me the courage, the encouragement, and the courage to do bigger things in the future. I'm not afraid of the devil.